Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on Your Overwatch, back with a new video. Today I'm going to break down the competitive Season 2 stuff, the information that we know that's going to be happening in its current state, and what I think is going to happen with it, and to be honest, it is looking good. But if I miss anything or you have any different opinions, let me know in the comment section down below. Love to have a discussion with you guys there. So competitive Season 2 starting in hopefully the next couple of weeks, and a lot of information has come out about it, but one of the most asked questions is, when is it being tested? It's going to be in the public test room on PC at some point soon, but we don't know when it is. They just say soon. So if I had to speculate, I would say it may actually be tomorrow, Tuesday the 16th, because that is when update day is every Tuesday, and if it isn't, then hopefully it's the following Tuesday, because sooner or later, right, we want to test this and then get it rolled out into the game as soon as possible, because this is an update that I really feel like the competitive game needs. So jumping into the meatier stuff, in competitive Season 1 you go from ranks 1 to 100, and that would determine your skill rank. But now instead of doing that, they've decided that that isn't enough information to give people on where they should be at in terms of the levels. They're doing it from levels 1 to 5,000, which is a crazy high level, and the reasoning for this is that they want people to be able to physically see every time they play a game their skill rank. So you're always likely to go up 1, 2, maybe even 3 ranks, and if you lose heavily against the worst team, you'll also be demoted a long way too. Now, one thing I will mention straight away, which is something I don't think I like actually, is that there's going to be a cap of the people that you can play with in your team. So say you want to search for some friends and you're ranked more than 500 levels away from them, which sounds like a lot, but it won't be. I can guarantee you that it won't be. You can't play with your friends. So say you play with your friends and one of you is ranked 4,200 and one of you is ranked 4,500, right? You play a few games together, that's all good and dandy. You go offline, you come back, and your friend's played a couple of games, and now all of a sudden he's 4,800 and he's 600 levels above you. You can't play with him. But as this is tested in the PTR, I think they'll change this gap slightly. Something else that's interesting about these ranks is they want to go even more further than this on determining what level you should be, and they're including medals in this rank as well. The medals are going to be from bronze to silver to gold, diamond, platinum. Not sure what order them two are in. Probably platinum, then diamond, and then we've got master, and then Grandmaster. And them two top ranks you can be demoted up. So if you get them ranks and you drop down to diamond, you're now diamond. But what they want to do is they want people to be determined on what kind of player they are. So if you are a gold player and you do get demoted to silver, you do keep a gold rank. I think it's to keep people interested in the game, because they know they got to gold, they know they can be there, it gives them something to fight back for. But at the real top end of things, the top two, and I think they'll do it to diamond as well, you can be demoted right out of them. So that's just a way to try and stay as good as you can be, and they're still keeping the top 500 ranks. So if you're in the top 500 people in your region, you get another cool rank as well. Something else they've also changed to this is that you have to have played 50 games to be in this top 500. That way people can't just play 10 immaculate games and then quit, because that it's just a little bit silly really. Moving on from ranks, gold guns now going to cost 10 times the amount they currently do, but you will be rewarded 10 times the amount that you currently are. So actually it won't make any difference to golden guns. They've said they will announce more on this later down the line. I would say it's because they want you to earn more of these points more often, because they're probably going to put some other types of camos and things you can buy in the game that are probably cheaper, you can get them more often, or they may even convert the whole point system into these points as well. I don't know, that's complete speculation on my part, but there's multiple things that they could do with that. Now, where it gets very interesting, in overtime, in Assault, which is also called Capture Point, you now get an extra 30 seconds every time you cap A. So at the start, you get 30 seconds. And the reasoning for this is, and I'm sure some of you would have witnessed this, is when you're in overtime and you're on that initial point, you only get 90 seconds, so it's hard to capture. So you're capturing, and usually it goes into overtime, and a lot of the time the attackers do win. But what happens is it doesn't go to the second point, and the reason it doesn't go to that second point is because no one's on it yet to contest it for overtime. So what they're doing is they're giving you an extra 30 seconds when you capture that, so that you can definitely move towards that other point, which just makes it a little bit fairer. It gives you a little bit more of an opportunity. Also, what they're doing is there's something called a 2-minute bump up. It's been in the game since competitive released, and what happens is if your team get below 2 minutes left when they've captured the points, it actually gets bumped up to 2 minutes. I'm sure you've noticed this. However, they've actually reduced the time down to 1 minute now. So if you do it with 20 seconds left, yeah, they're going to give you 40 seconds for your next point. But what they're going to do, which is much fairer, is whatever they have to bump you up to that minute, say it's 53 seconds, it also gives that to the opposing team so that it's completely fair all the way across the board. And the only thing it does is just give that team a little tiny shot to come back, and I think that's a very, very good way of doing it. One thing I will mention about capture point, which wasn't actually cleared up in this video, is I'm a little bit concerned about there not being coin toss, and not because there is no coin toss, just because what else is going to happen. If you completely expire your time and get an extra minute, and the enemy team also do the same thing, and you capture to the exact same point, will you get a draw? Because a draw is now a thing in the game. So if the first point isn't capped by either side at all, you'll get a draw. And I'm also thinking that if both teams go all the way to the end, you'll also get a draw. But that is speculation, and we won't know that until we test it. But talking about draws, you can also technically draw in payload now. However, time bank is in the game, so it doesn't go again to coin toss. The only way you could draw in payload is if you and the enemy team move the payload to exactly the same point, which is to like 0.0 something of a meter, which is never going to happen. Be very lucky if you ever witness that. Or the only option really of this ever happening is if no one moves the payload at all on either side. But again, probably never going to happen. So payload's going to be infinitely better now. There's also going to be something called skill decay coming in, which means after 7 days, if you haven't played in ranks, you actually learn 50 of them 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 per day until you log back in. So people can't just go up to a really high rank and then not play. They'll eventually be demoted. The last bit of information that we have really is that they're going to do really deep patch notes, and here I'll give you some rumors and speculation you may have heard. Zenyatta is apparently catching a nerf, and Mei is also catching a buff. Now, this isn't confirmed rumors, but I think it's true, and I think we'll see this happen when this drops. So when this PTR comes out, guys, you may want to jump on Mei and jump off of Zen. Of course, it will be in the patch notes anyway. They'll tell us, but I think that that's something that they might do when that happens. As I say, I don't know when it is. I think it could be soon. I think the public test room could be soon, and the sooner the better, and I'm sure Blizzard know that. We need to test it and get it into the final product of the game as soon as possible so that we can start playing proper competitive games. In terms of other buffs and nerfs and things, we don't know yet, but there's so much more they've announced. They said that they're going to do deeper patch notes, they're going to break it all down, they're going to bring out different updates and different things. We've just got to wait for them and hope that they're sooner rather than later. So guys, that's the meat of it. That's the main stuff. That is what we all needed to know. And to be honest, I think most of it's good. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is still being stuck in ELO hell, which may be gold. I don't know. Gold, maybe diamond. I'm really not sure. And I'm also concerned about playing with friends if maybe someone has a bad D-rank session or someone has a good ranking up session and they're not being able to play with friends. Hopefully they'll balance this out. The last thing I'll mention that I didn't mention earlier is that the ranks are from 1 to 5,000. So if I had to assume, bronze would probably be from levels 1 to 700. Silver would be from 700 to 1,500. Gold would be from 1,500 to 2,000. Or 2,500 even, and then so on and so forth. And then Grandmaster might only be from levels 4,500 to 5,000. What is interesting about this is if enough people get to that point, some people may be actually higher in terms of ranks in Grandmaster than their current region, depending on where you live, which is going to be strange, but we'll see how that plays out when it happens. So guys, if I missed anything, let me know in the comment section down below. There's a lot to go through, and I will discuss it with you down there. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. We post daily. We also stream if you would like to follow that too in the description. Thank you for your continued support and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.